It was CP3 in the fourth quarter. The conductor of the orchestra that is the Suns offense got them the win with these assists at the end of the game. Jalen, top two teams in the West. What did you learn watching the game last night?
As a man with extremely high faith that I have it in the point guard, even when Devin Booker goes out of the game, in the fourth quarter, how he just masterfully got Phoenix into their offense, got whatever shot they wanted. He always keeps his turnovers down, and they still found a way to spread the basketball around and win a game without their leading scorer. That was truly impressive against the Golden State Warriors. And then the other thing about him that can't get overlooked, in slowing down Steph Curry, you see that play that is going to go down in infamy. Left side, Steph behind the back, CP3 falls down, knocks down the jumper. Well, last night, CP3 and the Phoenix Suns locked up. They won't let me out. 5 steals for CP3. Held Steph to probably his worst shooting game of the season. So it was a team effort. And collectively about the Suns, one more thing I want to point out. They use less specialists than most teams. In the NBA, they normally have one guy to rebound, one guy to set a pick, one guy to make threes, one guy that can pick and roll. Like, they have basketball players. And when the Golden State Warriors were getting into their dribble handoff situations or a lot of their cut situations to try to create a misdirection, they could just switch it with Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Cam Payne, and Crowder with CP3. And that allowed them to stay in front of Steph, contest a lot of shots. Terrific job defensively.
There was a little bit of a blueprint that was established last night, switching on all of the off-ball actions to limit Steph Curry the way that he cuts. Mikal Bridges did an amazing job, and also DeAndre Ayton. Like, the Warriors are not that big. And when you have someone like DeAndre Ayton taking so many shots around the basket, you can kind of punish them. Do you think this defense on Steph, especially from Mikal Bridges, and the size of the Suns created a blueprint that could be replicated for other teams to beat the Warriors?
I just believe that a guy like Ayton isn't on every team. There are a lot of bigs in the league, Jacoby, that graduate into shooting jump shots. We just celebrated Valanciunas and Vucevic for doing this. But for the Phoenix Suns, they need DeAndre Ayton to get points in the paint and punish smaller defenses. So for him to commit to that and for them to now feed him and be as effective as he is doing so, that definitely became a difference maker.
And one thing, if you're a Suns fan, that's nice to look at is they did this without Devin Booker. Devin Booker went down in the second quarter, and now you're looking at the Suns team. They haven't lost since like Halloween. Like, we were like eating trick-or-treat candies the last time they lost a basketball game. And to come back and play the entire second half without Devin Booker, to beat the team that previously had the best record in the NBA, it really does prove that while people did kind of key about their path to the finals last year, this team is, if not the best team in basketball, at least one of the 3 or 4 best teams in basketball right now.
And Monty Williams, his ability to continue to reinvent that roster. And you're right. If we had to do a pole position, that's the beautiful thing about sports. They're actually keeping score. So right now you have to give the Phoenix Suns the mantle of being the best team in the NBA because they just took down the Warriors. And now if you're the Warriors, you go back to the drawing board and say, this is why we need Klay Thompson to be a version of himself. This is why we need Wiseman on the inside to guard against some of the interior offense of a DeAndre Ayton. And so they're going to continue to reinvent who they are. It's clearly the 2 best teams, not only in the Western Conference, but in the NBA. They got a few games coming up recently. It's going to be great theater.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.